Celtics game highlight is presented by T-Mobile.
Horford, smart. Oh, and again. Rob Williams is there. Haluk, that block is there. Richardson with the defensive play. Romeo.
Rob Williams on the glass. Drive and be aggressive.
VanVleet loops ahead, throws it up and down.
Bending, but you can't turn it over and give those easy buckets.
Like that. Haluk again. The two. And a quick timeout is taken by Boston. Tatum. And easy two. Good look by Tatum.
Good timing by Smart.
Every step of the way, no matter what I've ever communicated with them, they've always surprised me.
We missed a Rob Williams stuff right behind you.
I love this.
Tatum. Nicely done. Smart with the steal.
Oh, what a pass.
And two. Oh. Up quick. Trent Jr. banks it home.
Man, that's a tough move. And Toronto's come out in this half with a little bit of an edge. Good player.
They're going to Anunoby. VanVleet for three. A 9-point game. Tatum surveying the landscape, 10 on the shot clock. Takes a three. Nails it.
Man, tough shot. No space at all.
Toronto trying to get to 8 or less. VanVleet.
That's a great cut by Anunoby, going right down.
Approaching the halfway mark, fourth quarter. Boston by 10. Make it 12.
There you go. Jayson Tatum drew 3 defenders. But Tatum with a smooth finish.
VanVleet threw it away. The rookie did after he made the pass from VanVleet, and the easy two for Schroder. Boston comes out of that timeout with 2 quick hoops.
Scotty Barnes.
Richardson the up quick. Smart for 3. Got it.
That's it right there.
That might be it. Celtics win. They get to 5 and 6 on the season.
T-Mobile, the leader in 5G.
Welcome into Celtics post-game live presented by your New England Ford dealers. Chris Mannix, Amina Smith here with you. And the Celtics, they finally get a win at home, 104-88 against the Toronto Raptors. Mannix, how do you like, or what did you like about this win from the Celtics, their first one at home?
Well, the defensive intensity, 88 points for the Toronto Raptors. And once again, the Celtics were very good at defending the three-point line. The Raptors shoot just 24% from 3 during their swing through Florida. The Magic and Heat combined for around 21% from three-point range. That's going to be key all season long. If you can defend the three-point line well in today's NBA, you are going to win a lot of games. This Celtics team has really stepped it up defensively over the last week.
Yeah, their defense, a big storyline in this one. Let's send it out to Abby, who's with Jayson Tatum right now.
Jayson, Toronto's pace and pressure was relentless tonight. You guys matched that and then some to get your first win here at home this season. What does this win tell you about this team?
You know, our record doesn't necessarily show it, but I think over the last 5 or 6 games, we've lost some close ones. We had a couple double overtime games, but for the most part, we've competed. You know, we played hard. We just had some nights where shots weren't falling. And even tonight, we didn't shoot great, but, you know, we've been holding teams at 88 points a couple games, and, you know, we're trying to find our identity.
defensively, what has clicked, and is that where your identity is going to be on that end?
Yeah, that's where it's going to start, and just playing more games with each other. You know, watching film and just getting more comfortable with guys out there and our communication from the first game. And hopefully we continue to get better at it.
For you, you finished 3 assists shy of a triple-double. You had 3 days off, and Ime told us you spent a bulk of that focusing on the offensive end. What did you see, and what did you bring in here tonight?
You know, Toronto's always been one of the best defensive teams. You know, they got a bunch of long guys, and they're always helping. And, you know, I draw a crowd every time. So, you know, just to find an open man and guys knock down shots.
Finally, you tell Deuce he can't be running up and down the sidelines like that?
I think he's gotten to a point where he feels like he can do anything when he comes in this building. And, you know, people let him, so there's nothing I can say.
I think you're there as well. Jayson, thank you.
Thank you.
Deuce is running things out there at TD Garden. Tatum, 22, 12, and 7 tonight. How big did he come up offensively for this team, Mannix?
I mean, he came up huge. Didn't shoot the ball especially well, but it's that 7 assist number that stands out to me. He got a lot of them early in the game, and I thought he made a concerted effort to get his teammates involved. And you can see Jayson Tatum, when he plays with his head up, he can be an excellent passer in this league. And look, that's the next evolution, really, for Jayson Tatum. He's improved defensively over the last couple of years. He is becoming one of the best scorers in the NBA. If he can add that facilitator to his game, he is going to be a lethal offensive player.
You talk about those 7 assists and the ball movement for Jayson Tatum. How closely is he moving to being a good ball facilitator in this league?
Well, we've only seen it in spurts so far this season. It hasn't really been reflective in the numbers, but this is definitely something that can be part of his game. And I go back to the evolution of Paul Pierce, a guy that Tatum is often compared to. And Pierce, he didn't really become a great player until early in the Doc Rivers regime. Doc said, look, you got to be more of a ball mover. That's what Jayson Tatum, I think, needs to go through right now. He's always going to be able to put up numbers. He's always going to get his shots. But if he can start getting his teammates involved, he is going to be a tough guy to guard offensively.
Let's bring in Scal, who's out there at TD Garden. And Scal, you know, this Celtics team really didn't let up when they came out in that half with that 16 points lead. What went right for the Celtics tonight?
Yeah, I think they're finding their identity. If you think about Orlando, Miami, Dallas, now tonight against Toronto, they're becoming a really tough defensive team, a stingy defensive team. They're doing a much better job of rebounding the ball. That switching defenses isn't putting them in bad situations. They're rotating really well out of it. And then they figure out ways to beat you offensively. And I think they'll continue to get better. Remember, no Jaylen Brown today, so they'll get like a couple easy baskets from him in transition. They'll get some stuff out of the half court. So I'm just happy. I always think good teams have an identity. Right now, the Celtics, to me, are a top 6, 7 defensive team in the NBA, and this is who they should be, and they should take care of the basketball so they don't get beat in transition, and then offensively just execute, move the ball, and I think they'll be fine.
Just to follow up on that, Scal, this is who they should be. Like, this is what they should have been from day one. They have 7 maybe plus defenders on this team. If you look up and down that roster, maybe not every one of them is great, but this is a really good defensive team.
When you take a look, go ahead, Scal.
Yeah, that's why I was head scratching when we started the season out, and they weren't guarding anybody at all. And we're like, how could this be? This team should be better. And when people say that, a lot of times they think about offense with potential. No, they were not meeting their defensive potential, but now they are. So now the real problems could be like offensively, let's figure out what we need to do. But no way they should ever have defensive problems with this group. And Mannix is right. There's 7 guys who have a reputation for being good on-ball defenders or rim protectors or versatile defenders.
And the Celtics off to a fast start in that first half. Mannix, how is Boston able to stay in control of this game?
Yeah, well, second game of the season, they were just bullied by Toronto. What I saw in the first half was a team that matched the physicality, matched the intensity. It was spearheaded, I thought, by Rob Williams, who was all over the place in that first quarter, crashing the offensive glass and being a presence on both ends of the floor. And look, Toronto's very good, but the Celtics, if they're able to match that intensity, they can match up with Toronto. So I thought the energy they brought in that first quarter really set the tone for the rest of the game.
And Rob Williams in this game in that first half, he had a big first half, but also finished big as well. Scal, what did you see from Time Lord out there tonight?
Yeah, so So I'm always about the team and then how it leads to good individual play. When the Celtics were cracking Toronto off the dribble and then moving the ball, when you have that, offensive rebound opportunities open up, or alley-oop opportunities open up. They just don't, like Rob just didn't say today, I'm going to have a really good game, let's throw the ball into him, and he just completely dominated. He really took advantage of what the Celtics were doing right on the offensive end, which was driving, moving the ball. Then you saw the offensive rebounds that he had, or the alley-oop dunks. All those are based off of different things that the Celtics did at an extremely high level. I love the way that they played in the first half. You know, the second half, I think they got to win. It's fine, but I thought they could have done a much better job offensively of continuing to stick what worked for them in the first half.
16 points, 13 rebounds. You see it right there. Mannix, how much of a step forward has Rob Williams taken so far this season?
It's just a continued evolution. I mean, we saw this most of last season. Part of last season is why Rob Williams was rewarded with that contract in the offseason. He's just a really solid all-around player, and when he's bringing that type of energy on the offensive glass, he's just a game changer out there. We know what he can do defensively, blocking shots, but as an offensive rebounder, a putback type of guy, he can be really effective for this team.
And Scal, this continues to come up, the identity of this Celtics team. After what you saw tonight, what is the identity of this Boston team?
Hardcore defensive team, stingy, right? Get your hands in passing lanes, be tough at the rim, versatility late in the shot clock so you don't have these mismatches. There's not a single mismatch with the top 7 guys out here, and you could probably even go a little bit deeper. Everybody on this team guards and they check. So I think I like this team's defensive identity, and they will learn to be better offensively. Jayson Tatum today, I thought, was a game where he should have had a triple-double. You know, they sort of went away from the things that he was doing well. They were attacking from wrong positions, but they'll figure all that stuff out. They keep getting better, but defensively, they're elite, and they should be elite. They have the bodies to do it, and they have the mentality, and they play hard. And remember, the league is physical this year. That's a benefit for a lot of these guys. So I hope this continues as we move forward. Like again, on Friday against the Bucks, you're gonna have to play physical. You got to play tough. And Giannis is obviously he's no joke, man. This guy's 2-time MVP. You're gonna have to make sure you show your defensive versatility, show your arms, and get back to shooters on that team. So we'll find out what these guys are made of on Friday. But I really like the identity of this team, especially on the defensive end.
Yeah, you know who's part of that identity, Scal, is Dennis Schroder. And Dennis Schroder's been I thought he was a off-season salvaging signing when the Celtics picked him up on the cheap, towards the end of the offseason. He's been as advertised for this team. The 20 points tonight are one thing, but he's a big part of what they're doing defensively. And I remember talking to one of the Lakers coaches in the offseason who said Schroder is a really good defensive player, not just on ball, but he's tough to post up. He's physical. He plays the passing lanes really well. I think a lot of people scoffed at the idea that Dennis Schroder was going to be some kind of defensive stopper. He's really been that from what I've seen over the last week or so.
Dennis Schroder definitely coming up big for the Celtics so far this season. Let's send it out to Abby Chin, who's with Ime Udoka right now.
Ime, your first win inside TD Garden. How does it feel?
It's good. Happy with the effort. Good carryover from the road trip. You know, anytime you can hold a team to 88, under 90, whatever the case may be, it was carryover from the Florida trip where we had 78, 79. So defensively, we're picking it up. We're finding our spots, but more impressed with what we focused on. The attention to detail in the areas they hurt us with last time. Rebounding, they only had 6 offensive rebounds. Transition, they got loose a little in the third quarter, but we really did a hell of a job, much better than last time we played those guys.
Pre-game, you talked about starting to find an identity. What is that to you?
Tough, effort, and gritty team. When we're guarding at that level, we always have a chance. So offense is going to come and go, shots are going to come and go, but if we can really rely on our defense, and like I said, 88 points in the NBA nowadays is a great job by those guys. But that's that tough, hard-nosed team. We're starting to see the effort and intensity it takes to win every night. And over the last 6 games, regardless of result, I think we've seen what it takes to win, and we're really focusing on that end of the court.
Ime, thank you. Congrats.
Thank you.
The Celtics with a win at home, coming up big defensively, holding Toronto to just 88 points. Coming up on the other side of the game are the